out on that kind of stuff.
It's cool. I don't love the guy that runs it, but they do have great information. So if you ever want to check them out, that was the Wellness Way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
his name is Dr. Patrick Flynn, and he calls himself the Hormone Whisperer. So,
Okay.
but he does have good videos. He knows a lot, and so do a lot of the doctors in his kind of foundation deal.
Okay.
But yeah, it was good. I don't see anybody else trying to join. I want this to get bigger. Let's have more people.
I know.
How you doing, Ryan? Oh, Ryan. Did you mute me again?
I can't. You're cutting in. You hear me?
Yeah, ish.
It's frozen on your screen. I just see you with a pretty good look on your face. Buddy.
Can you try going inside?
It's the same. The router's like 8 feet from me. I can see it.
I can hear you now.
Our router's in our laundry room, and I'm just in the garage, which is 6 feet from it. We've been going through a lot of Wi-Fi issues. Now it's frozen on Jess.
I got Justin's trying to figure out the password stuff, so.
We've had lawnmowers cut our AT&T line twice in the last 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Fun.
That's horrible.
Yeah, we had a new neighbor move in, so they had to dig up the lines, and they haven't buried them yet. So every time the mowers come, they cut them.
Gotta love it.
TV's the same. Nothing.
Get Justin in, and how's everybody's day? You guys work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
It was good. Ryan, how have things been for you during all this?
Down like 60. Like I only see like 30 a week now.
Mm-hmm.
If you heard any of that.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
I was nodding in sympathy.
Oh, yeah, my video screen is stuck on you with your eyes closed.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
I get like still shots every like 20 seconds.
Have you changed it to the gallery view?
Gallery view.
Then you'll see everyone at once.
Okay, so now I see, well, it's just 3 black boxes, but I can tell who's here now.
It'll load in a second.
Okay.
You pleb.
Right.
What's up? So where is that password, Nick? I didn't see anything.
I put it in the comments on the actual event.
Really?
Yeah, I just did it today, but I didn't know that I had put a password on it until Jess said something about it, so I had to go look what the password was and then post it on there.
There's no posts. I know it's backwards, but trust me when I say. Am I dumb? Probably am, but
it's on the announcement. I'll just go ahead and post it.
Whatever. Anyways.
So I don't know. I'm assuming you guys might have seen. So Taylor will not be able to get on today. He had some stuff that he had to take care of.
Yes.
So it'll be a Q&A with the lovely Jess, who, if you haven't seen, is killing it. She's doing awesome stuff over there in Kansas City.
Where'd you open up?
Overland Park.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Where at?
What's that?
Where at in Overland Park?
Just off 121st and Metcalf, so right by Costco, Target, that whole area.
I can't picture that. Why am I blanking that? 120 person Metcalf?
There's more than one constant.
We were on college. Oh, now I picture. Okay, I got it now. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Are you practicing?
I'm in Omaha.
Okay.
Yes, due north.
Nice.
So when did you graduate?
Graduated in August of last year, and
Nice.
then opened in February. So we've been open. It'll be 3 months, the 17th.
Nice.
We'll have our first quarter under our belt, and yeah.
Already killing it, huh?
Yeah, we've had a great start. I mean, fingers crossed. It
Yeah.
continues.
No kidding.
It's felt a little too good to be true. But you know, what turned out to be a big blessing in disguise was all those setbacks in opening. You know, we were set to open like mid-November.
Mhm.
Delay after delay after delay. And so I was just using all of that time to meet as many people as possible, and it paid off. So I think, you know, had I opened when I hoped for, it probably would have been a much different story.
Sure.
Having those full days to be able to go out and meet people was insane.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to get into it until is everyone here who's going to be here? When are we starting this deal?
Yeah, just start now. I mean, we technically are already 8 minutes in, so let's do it.
Jeez, we're burning daylight.
Right?
Okay. Well, so I'm told you're Pinnacle.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. All right, everyone, we got to leave now. Ready just joined. Freddie, can you look a little less intense there, bud?
No,
You playing Call of Duty?
no, I haven't heard that in years.
Am I deaf? I can't hear him. Can you?
He's a little muffled.
I can't either.
Hast thou a speaker, sir?
I can only guys like every fifth word.
Ryan, I'm recording this too, so if you don't get what you want out of it, you can listen to the recording and get more of the word.
What about recording?
You're being recorded right now, just you, and I'll
Up by the NSA. So
yeah.
enjoy that. Brady's killing it over here. I'm assuming kids are asleep or something's going on.
No, we're smack dab in the middle of dinner.
Oh, nice. So am I. Okay, so now that Brady's interrupted, let's see, where was I going? Okay, so Pinnacle. So your guys' philosophy is pretty high volume. How are you keeping that up during all this chaos? Since I know at least in Nebraska, they told us never double book, you know, keep waiting room empty, stuff like that. So, you know, with you.
I think one thing that's been really useful was just keeping visits as efficient as possible from the start. And then we implemented the reception or the parking lot reception, which was really helpful. And our volume fluctuates from about 100 to 130 a week. So there was still plenty of time between families and patients, I guess. And so we said if it was more than 2, like we required the parking lot reception, and then anyone that preferred it, it was an option. But at that volume, our visits were spaced out enough to where we still had time to clean between patients.
Oh, good. Okay.
Visits were, you know, about 5 minutes or less, at least the dailies. And so new patient visits were a little bit different than that. We tried to schedule those at a time where we could really be intentional about giving them the time in the office, you know, by themselves. Sure. But we didn't have much experience to go off of before COVID hit. So I don't know if it might have turned out to be our greatest blessing that we just didn't know any different, really, then since all of this started.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you went the opposite direction my clinic went, so good job there. You were my next. What'd I do?
I just said nice, Justin.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that my clinic's slaying. It definitely I got kicked in the nuts. Not quite like Nick, because he had to shut down.
Hey,
Well, no, I mean, like, you had to straight up close. I mean, I probably should have just gone out and marketed, but whatever.
no, and so I mean, I think just that, so you were supposed to open in August, and then you had all this kind of delays with the build out, and now you're seeing that as a benefit. What were you doing during that time?
Yeah. So my thing, obviously they always say meet as many people as you can, but yes and no. Like I tried to meet as many people that I genuinely was interested in also so that I could build real relationships with them. And so going to different events and finding people I really connected with. And then I started my own group that was completely free and not industry exclusive. So there was actually 5 or 6 chiropractors that ended up coming. But just inviting them to 2 businesses that I really wanted to partner with and promote, and that I wanted the promotion of in exchange. So I found a local health food restaurant who had several 1,000 followers on Instagram and different things like that. So just people that were local businesses that were also invested in the social media aspect. And so just meeting with the owner and saying, hey, I want to bring awesome group of people here twice a month. I would love for people to get to know your business more, and just really making it about that business owner and how I was going to be pouring into them. And it eventually came around that they're like, how can we help you, with your business? So it was kind of a 2-for-1 deal. We were getting this awesome group of people that was like-minded, pulled from different networking groups, but also support from that business. And so it was just I feel like that was the most beneficial thing. Not just going to the networking events, but finding people that I really jived with, that I wanted to get together with on, several times a month. And then bringing those people together, it was like the relationships just clicked, and I didn't have to sell anything or sell what I did. It was just bringing good people together to help each other in business. And that was definitely the most fruitful. I mean, just seeing where we get our new patients from, I would say 60 to 70% was from that group alone.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so did you join any kind of chambers or anything like that as well?
Yeah, I joined the chamber first because I had no idea what I was doing, and everyone said you need to join the chamber. And I went and was terrified and started meeting people, got business cards, emailed them, and then the ones that I really had a time to connect with, I'd invite them to this group that I also just made up because I had no idea what I was doing. And I just wanted something that was free and no strings attached.
Yeah.
That was a more intimate group, because BNI groups and things like that, they're all with the fee and don't have any money. But it turns out, that's what a lot of people were searching for, was just ways to meet people that wasn't intimidating or pricey or strings attached or weird looks if they missed the meeting. I wanted to support anyway. So it just it was a win-win.
Okay.
But yeah,
And so-
join the chamber, and then one other organization that's local to Kansas City. It's just a private business club called the ACA. I think they have them all throughout the United States, actually. I joined that for a couple months as well, but I didn't see many roles from that.
Okay. And so with the group that you made, were you were able to meet in person for a while? What did the meetings look like for that?
So our meeting started in October because I found out I had a delay, and I literally just randomly started a Facebook group, started inviting people, and branded the group. So it's called Kansas City Collective, and just made a mission statement so people knew what it was and what we were about. And then, so twice a month we did collaborative coffee dates where people could come and we would just discuss different business ideas like this. It was very, laid back, but still informative, and you could bring your questions and bounce ideas off of people. And then once a month we did a happy hour where it was just kind of a mix and mingle, bring your spouses, bring your friends, that kind of stuff. And so we really just got to know a different side of each other. And the relationships really built quickly from there, because it just felt like we could let our guard down a little bit and get real with one another. And it was awesome. I mean, we had a 65-year-old lady who was selling like blinged out pepper spray, and a dog trainer, and like 7 chiropractors. And I was like, how is this all going to mesh together? You know, I started to get nervous if I was doing the wrong thing or if I should have more organization, but it worked and people found ways to connect. Yeah. So it cultivated a lot of community, and we shared it on social media a lot. And so that got more people to join and be interested who were looking for that type of a group.
That's awesome. And then I do also see you're doing awesome on your social media presence, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, all of those. Which one do you see is more beneficial for you?
Instagram.
Okay. And
Sure.
what in particular?
I think branding is big for people. And a lot of times, I guess, families or moms, which are people that I'm, you know, wanting to attract, turn to Instagram a lot to look at different things. And then I found just having consistent branding on my Instagram page with what my office looks and feels like is really big. And not only that, they get to get a taste of you. So if your face is on there, or you're talking, or you're sharing tips, or even just the inside behind the scenes things, they kind of are getting a taste of your office before they even come in. And then if they call and they say, yeah, I saw your page on Instagram, I want to come in, I know they're already interested in the kind of people and vibe and atmosphere and community that we have and that we already are. And I think that's also comfortable for them, because it's almost like a trusted referral if they're able to follow you and follow along and kind of stay in touch with you.
Yeah.
And I just think if they start following you, even if they don't sign up or call you that day, they're going to scroll and see a post, and you're just going to stay top of mind. So that's been a free way for us to get new patients during this time. That has been really big.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll let other people ask questions too if they have them.
So were you just kind of going through and boosting stuff as you saw, you know, a post is popular, then you'd boost it, or did you just kind of preemptively do that, or did you avoid that?
I've never boosted a post.
Okay.
So I've never paid for any marketing or ads or anything. But ways that I try to get engagement is if someone follows me, I'll be sure to go to their account and see what they're interested in, or comment on their things, or not like stalk them or anything, but just kind of like say,
Yeah.
hey, like I noticed you, I noticed you're here. And I think that's gone a long ways. And yeah, that's been big. And then also creating posts about local businesses or different people in the community that kind of highlights them, because then they're sharing it on their page and you're going to get views that way.
The clout from them. Yeah, no, that's genius.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I haven't paid for anything, social media or Facebook or anything like that yet.
Okay.
And I haven't paid attention to analytics. I probably could, but that's been a big referral source, is Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram page?
Journey Cairo KC.
Yeah, everybody go on and like each other's pages.
Well, what was it? One more time, I didn't hear it.
At Journey Cairo KC.
Okay.
So
Now,
what-
as a, oh, go ahead.
you go ahead.
Nope, I was gonna make some dumb comment. You go.
Okay, I wasn't. So you went from seeing nobody to 100 plus a week. How were you prepared for that? What, I mean, outside of just knowing your procedures, even if you did know them down to a pat, it's still like, oh my God, that's 100 people a week. That's a lot of people. So how did you handle that?
It was hard because I'm a very type A person who likes to have everything figured out before I do anything. And so it was just kind of trust falling, and it felt chaotic at first. But I think there was like beauty in being oblivious a little bit. And so just kind of jumping 2 feet in and learning as we went. It was tough. I started with an awesome CA, and I think that was really, really helpful. Neither of us really knew what we were doing. We had prepared as much as we could until you're just thrown into that situation. But just really trying to shut everything off and focus on the person that was in front of me. As corny as that has always sounded to me, like that's really what I tried to be intentional about doing. And I'm big on prayer, so I would just literally between every patient be like, God help me, Jesus take the wheel. Like I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, but I know how much I care about this person, and let me just impact them. I know that sounds corny, but that's literally what I fell on because I didn't have the strength or the knowledge, it felt like. My first patient couldn't even stand while we were taking x-rays, has canal stenosis from T12 to L5, multiple epidurals haven't done the trick. I mean, that was my first patient. And I was like, you know, my Cleveland brain was like, refer, like red sirens everywhere. Like, what the hell are you going to do? Who do you think you are? So it was definitely getting my mind right in the morning was big.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I felt myself like start to derail and get anxious. So really just working on myself outside the office has really helped inside as well.
That's awesome. And so before you started your office, did you have a morning routine that you did every day? And then what was your day looking like?
Yeah. So when I found out that like everything was starting to get delayed, I just got really strict with myself about doing the same thing every morning. And then going out and marketing and making my days full, even though they didn't need to be. And so before I had opened, I obviously had much more time. So I would wake up and juice and do my whole thing. And then I would read a chapter about business and then a chapter about personal development. And I've always been type A, so I always thought you had to read cover to cover, but I had so many books I wanted to read. So I bought 10 different books and just picked up what I needed that day. But I made sure to always pour into my business, but then also like my mindset and personal development, because I think it's so big as a chiropractor, your own energy and mindset, and just being whole before you touch another person. So that was something I really invested in. And then I would get on social media and set a timer for 30 minutes and just start pouring into people locally, seeing what they were doing, following different moms groups, stuff like that. And then I would work on my own social media content. And that was kind of my morning before I would go network. And then following up with people, I would always send them an email after I met them and follow them on social media and LinkedIn and stuff like that. So obviously don't have as much time for that anymore, but I've kind of condensed that into a much quicker morning routine.
But you still have a morning routine.
Yeah, I get up and leave my house at about 8:15, so I have a good amount of time to get everything ready to go.
So would you say most of your morning routine now is after you leave the house, but before you get into the office or before you get into your room?
Yes, mainly at home. And then I have about a 18-minute commute, so I'm really intentional with that as well. And then before I go into the office, I will either put on like an inspiring podcast or like a great song or just pump myself up however I need to that day. I have a couple, like I have the Kindle app on my phone with a couple daily, like I have the Daily Stoic is a really good one, or a daily devotion, and just try to get everything centered before I even go into the office, which has been big. And then my staff and I do what we call a powwow, and we just bring something good to the table and bring good energy to the office before we get our day started. So that's helped us be on good terms, even though we have a lot to work on. We talk about what we're doing well also. So.
Okay. And I'll do one more and then I'll let everybody else try too. What's one book that you would recommend?
Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Great book. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Justin, Brady, got anything?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I reeled off my main two that I prepared. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Pass. Brady, you have to have a question.
Well, you went from 0 to a whole lot of people really fast, right? And maybe I missed this. Maybe it was the very beginning of it. What was your big bang that got you so many patients so fast?
She held them at ransom.
Yeah. I think if I had to boil it down to like one umbrella answer, it was providing value to other people that wasn't chiropractic, and earning their trust in that way. But I would say my two biggest referral sources were the group that I started, the Kansas City Collective group. That was just the free, no strings attached networking, great people coming together, and then Instagram. So definitely getting clear about my branding, creating content that was valuable to other people. But whenever I met someone, I tried to just be as interested in them as possible, to the point where if they asked me about chiropractic, I would touch on it, but not go into like an elevator speech type thing. Obviously in big networking groups, you're going to stand up and give your elevator speech, but like in the one-on-one, because I just found it so evident. It seemed like every financial advisor and every real estate agent just was waiting to get a breath to give me their spiel. You know? I just didn't want to be that person. And so just getting genuinely interested in their kids or their parents or their career or where they're from or whatever it may be, and then looking for ways to help them or provide value or connect them to someone that I knew was the biggest thing.
So basically you're telling me you're like a female Ryan Bones.
Sure.
Nice.
That's basically what I'm hearing. Literally, it's like almost the same story. It's just instead of a dude, it's chick here. So
yeah. Well, thank you. I take that as a high compliment. But that's real.
If I get to put my 2 cents in, I'd say she's cooler than Dr. Bones. But
you
guys, you need to know the whole story. You need to know everything that has gotten her to the point where she is now. And dude, it's amazing that I knew you were going to do awesome. So I'm glad that everything's coming to fruition. I hate it wasn't in these current circumstances, but you're still blowing off the kind of preconceptions of what chiropractors can do. And it's just awesome. Such an honor to know you.
Are you primarily a like moms and kids clinic?
No, we see everybody. And I thought we would be. I've always thought I'm a pretty gentle adjuster. So I've honestly always been scared of big dudes just trying to prove something to somebody, you know. But we've got patients from 95 and old men to babies, and pretty much everything in between. I mean, guys in cowboy boots that literally feel like steel when they lay down on the table, to everything in between. The zone technique, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but that really helped me break a lot of barriers with how forceful I needed to be and all that. And I would say after attending that seminar, I was a different person. And I think that's why I got different results.
My dad just took that class last weekend, I believe is what it was. And it's definitely interesting. One of the things that I haven't done it yet. I hear a lot of doctors talk about it, but it's something that Pinnacle in and of itself has been talking about, but not directly for years. And so it's just something that people didn't pick up on, but it's great that they're starting to now. And if you guys haven't heard of Zone, you should check it out. Brady, it's not too far from you, down in Portland, I believe, is where he does some of his seminars.
Yeah, he's out there, like, you know, I don't know, but he definitely made me believe in what we do and
Yeah.
take away the limitations I was placing on myself. So that was a big thing. And then I was much more comfortable with my dude patients that would go, huh, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's it. But they're all getting better now. So.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I guess my only other question was something I've kind of always struggled with in business was it feels like in order to network with another business, you got to have salt in the game where it's like if I'm not their consumer or if I can't immediately supply them with a connection, then they won't play ball. And so that's what every time I've been like that, it's just like pay to play kind of thing. And so that's where I've kind of abandoned BNI completely. So as far as you organizing a free one, that makes more sense to kind of eliminate some of that issue. But yeah, that's a mentality I still can't break for the life of me.
The cool thing about starting your own is just by inviting them to the table to meet other people, you're providing value to them, you know? Like,
yeah.
Where a lot of people, for me, were like, thank you for bringing this together because I just didn't know where to start or whatever it may be. But they're going to get business because you brought people together. So whether you're their customer or not, they're still going to grow. And it allowed for me to avoid networking fatigue, I guess, because I was going to all these different events at all these different times at all these different places where I kind of created, okay, this time every week works for me and this is the place that I like. And I'm going to hold myself accountable because I'm the one starting this. So it not only held me accountable to being there every week, but it was something I could do. And I keep networking, you know. I'm not going to be able to make all the chamber meetings. I'm open now. And I'm not going to go to ribbon cutting because they're during my patient hours. But I can still meet those people and they're going to be out meeting people and they're going to bring people in. And so it's just this revolving door of people that want to grow.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Brady, I think I got a message in the chat. His comms are quiet now.
So what did you do to kickstart your group and how did you get it running?
I was sitting at my computer crying.
So Tuesday morning. Okay.
I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I have this business loan. I don't know. You know, it was one of those things where I just randomly started a group on Facebook. I went on Canva. I made like a little Facebook cover. I typed up a quick mission statement and I started adding people. And then I made a little Facebook post. I can screenshot it and show you guys or even add you to the group so you can see it. But I started adding people. And then the people I added, I said, hey, would love to have you join us. You're a great person. Here's what I like about you. If there's anyone you think would be a good fit, like we just want to bring great people together in the community. And people were honored at that and that little personal touch. And then they showed up. And the first time it was like, I think there was 4 people. And the second time there was like 13. And then it just kind of started growing and growing. All from a Facebook group. And then about 4 months in, it got big enough to where we needed an email list, you know. So I've never really known what I'm doing. I just kind of do it and see what happens and figure it out as you go because I've learned like you're never going to be fully ready. You just have to do it.
All right, we got less than a minute.
Than me.
What's that?
You got bigger cojones than me.
still didn't hear him.
You've got bigger cojones than Brady Seaman.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had a business loan and all this stuff going out, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? I'm not from here. I don't know anyone. So yeah.
Well, awesome, everybody. Thank you for showing up, and Jess, thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, we'll do the next one, and we'll just make Taylor talk the whole time.
There you go.
Well, we
I
can.
like it.
All right. Well, have a good night, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.